and they had like the computer out showing them like a whole slides, all these things about the car, about the team. Got some juicy information from my girlfriend there, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me just DM some people to see.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he has to go to Williams, Amy and I spoke about this. Welcome back to Beyond the Formula. My name is Kimi, and I don't know if I'm speaking for myself here, but I'm actually enjoying Max Verstappen winning races because the season's getting a little spicy.
And I'm JC, and yes, you're definitely the only one enjoying Max winning. Because this girl is never enjoying watching Max cross that line first.
I know we've had so much of it that maybe, I don't know, I'm just so happy that there are other race winners this year that are not Checo Perez. So I'm like, okay, Max, if you win a few, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, speaking of Checo, he's got this deep for next year, and I firmly believe that he's going to be the reason why Red Bull don't win the constructors this year. So if it happens next year too, because they gave him the seat, I am grateful.
Yeah, thank you, Checo. We really appreciate your hard work and not dominating in that Red Bull car. Not very many can. So, thank you for doing that work. I cannot believe that he has been signed on for another 2 years. I purely think it's because of his sponsors, because at this stage, what is he doing with that car?
Nothing. He's doing nothing. Nothing at all. Because Yuki has more Q3 appearances.
It's insane. Shout out to Yuki Tsunoda because he is doing an amazing job in that V Cup car. He is absolutely showing his talent this year, and I'm so disappointed that he did not get that seat. It's like they're stringing Yuki along. It's just so unfair.
Well, yeah, and I also saw in a, like, I don't know, something on Twitter that said when Marco told him, or whoever told him he's got the RB seat next year, he thought it was for Red Bull, not Visa, Cash App, Racing Bulls, PayPal, whatever. Yeah. So I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, I think we all thought that a little bit.
I absolutely did, and I thought that if it wasn't going to be him, it would be Liam Lawson. I thought that maybe they would give him a
Yes.
chance. But clearly, they just, they're going after the money, they're going after the sponsors because they're not promoting their junior drivers. Red Bull used to be so good at doing that, and I think that they've completely fallen off when it comes to that regard. It's ridiculous to me, to be honest.
I think it's ridiculous too, and it breaks my heart because I think Yuki is in a glow up era. Even like he looks more manly, not so much like a little boy. Like to me, he always looked like this young, like teenager, and now I feel like this year he's grown in so many different ways. But I think it's great because I don't think Daniel will get the seat next year. I think it will be Liam. But if he doesn't have a seat, I think Liam will go somewhere else. And I also think that's why we don't know who's filling in those seats yet, because Liam is a hot commodity.
But all signs point to Daniel Ricciardo getting that V Cup seat next year. They keep saying it and saying it and saying it. I know that you don't like Daniel, but I do. And I think that when he's good, he's good. And I don't know. I think that he has had some good performances this year. Miami sprint race, then the Canadian Grand Prix. So yeah, Daniel can do it. And I think he has had a hard time with the car. I know that's been an excuse a lot. But I genuinely do think that the VCARB car still needs development, and he is working with them well. So I don't know. I definitely think that Daniel will get the seat next year, and that Liam needs to figure out where he's going.
Let me clarify. It's not that I don't like Daniel. I love Daniel, but I think his better days are behind him. And with so much young talent, and especially in Liam, I just think Liam deserves that seat more than
That's
Daniel. But speaking of like Red Bull promoting 17-year-olds, now we have Mercedes. Looks like they're gonna promote a 17-year-old and follow in the footsteps of Red Bull, which means it's gonna take them a while to get another championship. So
I don't know. I don't know where they're seeing. Obviously, Kimi Antonelli is talented. I am not denying that. But his
yes.
F2 performance at the moment has been abysmal. I don't know if it's just the Prema car, but he hasn't given us much. And then you have them, getting rid of Paul Aaron from their junior driver program, dropping him when he's had a great F2 season. And for me right now, it just makes zero sense. And I know Toto Wolff is chasing the dream. It just feels like she's disrespecting Lewis. chasing some
Yes.
delusion, and I don't get it.
I don't get it, but I love it because if this is the downfall of Mercedes, like I'm here for it because Lewis isn't there anymore. And if they do promote Kimi, it's going to take him a few years to get up to speed. We see even Oscar is like the best rookie since Lewis Hamilton, and it's still taking him time. You see him in certain tracks and certain figuring out the tire wear and all this stuff. It's taken him a while when this kid's like a genius on the track. So imagine in a Mercedes that's not that great, that even George and Lewis can't figure it out. Imagine him jumping into that car. It's not going to be pretty. But I
It really
also did
isn't.
see somebody's like, oh, Bottas might go to Mercedes for a year.
I did see that as well, and I think that would be hilarious because what is the dynamic going to be between George and Valtteri? I would love to see that because, you know, they already have a little bit of beef because George took his seat. So what now?
And in case you didn't know this, T, that not everybody, but a lot of people in Mercedes did not want Bottas to lose that seat. A lot of people threatened to quit if George took the seat. There were like lots of unhappy people within that team. I don't know who left, who's still there, but I know that did happen. So I think it would be very interesting because if things play out, then all of Lewis's mechanics would go to Bottas, and
Yeah.
then I don't know. It would be very, very interesting to say
That
the
is
least.
some tea. That is genuinely some tea. And I am excited to see it. I am just excited to see what happens in general because, I mean, the downfall of Mercedes, we are praying for it. After the way that they treated Lewis, I'm more than happy to see it. I 100% agree with you in that regard because how dare you disrespect a 7-time world champion? I mean, where is the decorum? Because right now, I'm not seeing it.
And the tweet, oh, we're bringing back our first piece of hardware trophy of the season. And then you see them backpedal.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a plaque that Lewis won. Did you see that? The response to the tweet. And then they have the backpedal again.
It's ridiculous to me because, okay, maybe they changed admins during that time. I don't know what's going on, but I just can't believe that, you know, the apology could have literally just been a haha, we're wrong, you know, like
Right.
we made a mistake. They could have made it funny, but the way that they were talking about it in the comments, their actual apology felt empty. I was just
Yes.
like, this doesn't feel real. It feels like a
Yes.
joke.
Yeah, I woke up and I saw everything and I was like, wait, is this real? Is it a joke? And it wasn't a joke. But also, it's like it was last race, I believe it was Lewis now is the longest running F1 driver, right? British F1 driver. Mercedes didn't say anything about that.
No, they never do when it comes to Lewis these days. They just completely shut up about him.
And then I think we saw McLaren talk about Lewis more because McLaren, he won in Canada and all this stuff. And they couldn't even like do an ode to like Lewis being like, oh yeah, Lewis won his first race at Canada. Nothing. It was just like,
it's ridiculous. It's really, really hurtful to see it because I wanted to believe that Mercedes would give Lewis a good send-off, you know? After everything that he's done for them, you think that they would respect him and his talent. But it's just like they're just disregarding him. And that's why I think the George and Kimi dynamic is going to be so interesting because when Toto Wolff has a favorite, he has a favorite. And I think he's going to pick Kimi over George. And George right now is Toto's favorite. So
yes. Yeah, I think that dynamic's going to be very interesting. But also, I'm here for it if they do bring him in because the infighting in that team and just like, you know, George is like I would say a princess, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
So for him to be in that situation, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And for Toto to be in like this situation that he's in, not knowing who's going to take that seed and Lewis kind of leaving him hanging. I appreciate it, Lewis. I do. If you're watching, Lewis, I appreciate it.
We love you, Lewis. If Lewis has no fans, we're dead. We're dead.
Yeah,
So we're gone.
yes, definitely.
But honestly, it's going to be very interesting to see. And yeah, I can't wait to watch it because right now, I'm on struggle street when it comes to Lewis Hamilton because I just want to see the man perform. And I know that Barcelona is coming up. And the last time in Barcelona, I slept through the race. But Shakira was there, and I don't know if he got P3. So who knows what's going to happen this time?
I know, especially with the upgrades coming, but also Red Bull kind of saying, they didn't make it official, I don't think, but
Yeah.
they put in a complaint about the Mercedes front wing,
Yeah.
which God only knows what's going to happen with that, because if anything, it'll be reprimanded and removed.
I think so. And it's just really funny. Okay, yeah, the front wing can take more downforce. Oh, you're so
Oh.
scared of the W15 Red Bull. They're not a threat to you. Mercedes
No.
is nowhere near a threat right now, and you're
Yeah.
still worrying about her. I think
But
that is so funny.
But I think what they're worried about is because if McLaren says, oh, that wing is
Yeah,
right,
legal.
if
Yeah.
legal, and then you know how quickly McLaren is bringing upgrades. It
Oh,
would
yeah.
not surprise me within a few races, or at least after summer break, they have that wing on their car to test
Yeah.
it. So
Very true. Very valid point. Because if
Yes.
McLaren see that it's working, they're going to be like, okay, let's go front wing on that car immediately. And then Red Bull, it's over for them. It is over.
And then speaking of it's over, what happened to Ferrari in Canada?
My God.
How do you go from Charles winning the Monaco Grand Prix and we have Carlos on the podium with him to DNFs?
Just a disaster. Everything about that race for them was a disaster. And I have a real bone to pick with Carlos Sainz because if he's moving to Williams, he'd better be respecting my Alex Albon a bit more because Alex was doing so well that double overtake. I know. Oh my God, that was tasty. And he was doing so well. You know, he's moving, he's making those moves to put that back marker car in the point, and then Carlos just ruined it. He ruined it.
I know. It was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking. But I wonder if Ferrari was pushing the PU unit so they wouldn't get penalties in the future, and they just went with it. And then obviously, you know, it was like, I'm pretty sure it was a PU unit for Charles and that issue. And they should have just went on the side of caution and taken a penalty because the penalty is much better than a DNF.
Absolutely. And he was on the radio being, to be honest, it was definitely about engine savior because he was on the radio saying, you know, okay, let's just keep going because we want to save the engine. And then it moved to, okay, let's not keep going because this is ridiculous.
And then they put the hard tires on when it was wet outside. But my theory behind that is they didn't think the car was going to restart after they did the restart. So it was just like a practice tire change or pit stop for them. But then it actually did kind of fix something, but not really fix something. So then they put him back out there, which was just a disaster. They should have just been like,
let's pack it up.
We
tried. Let's pack it up. Back in the garage, boys.
Because those clown memes came out really fast. And we haven't seen them for like, since the beginning of last season. Fred made those things go away, but quickly they shot back up.
They're back. They're back. No, it's like he's back. I'm scared.
But speaking of Carlos and the Williams, I heard two things. I heard at Montreal, a friend of mine stayed in the same hotel as all the drivers, and they saw Carlos's cousin talking to one of the people in Williams, and they had like the computer out showing them like a whole slides, all these things about the car, about the team. And so got some juicy information from my girlfriend there, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me just DM some people to see. And they're like, we haven't heard anything. But then yesterday I heard that now the rumors are like within. So I don't know if they're rumors now. I think it's like
it's really moving quickly.
4 years. I mean, it makes sense from the sign. 4 years. Nobody else is going to give him 4 years.
No.
And I think going to any other team right now is kind of like up in the air on how good they could be.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he has to go to Williams, Amy and I spoke about this and we said Williams is definitely on the up and up. And we
Yes.
think that if Carlos is going to go to Williams, then maybe Adrian Newey is going there as well because he thinks, you know what, maybe I'll take the challenge and I will build Williams up and, you know, take them to be a front running team again. That's the only reason I could think that Carlos would be there because otherwise than
I
that.
know. I know. What a terrible, what a like massive downfall for him.
In the midst of the
But
peak of his career, like it's
but
crazy.
think about it this way. As good as Alex does with that Williams,
Yeah,
but you have Carlos come on board, giving
very
both
true.
so much data
Yeah,
and giving them so much information.
because Carlos is a great driver, so is Alex.
Yes.
So, you
Yeah.
know, they
So
will
that's
get
like,
some no info. And the
so I
idea,
mean, and so maybe what they're working on, maybe they'll pull like a McLaren or
very
Aston
true.
Martin.
Very, very true. You know what? I want to see Williams do well because I love
So do
Alex
I.
Albon. And I'm just really sad for him if they give Carlos 4 years. They haven't given him that many years. And, you know, he is the one who's really putting in the hard yards for that
I
team
know.
right now. And he's just going to get overtaken by Carlos because undoubtedly it's going to happen. And it's so, so, so sad because he's worked so hard. But I want it not to happen. I want Alex to be the main driver of that team.
Yes. But also maybe Alex was like, no, I don't want to sign a long contract with you because I think I might have better chances somewhere else. So maybe pulling Carlos to the 4-year contract will convince Alex to sign a longer contract next year.
Absolutely. That is that.
So
I love your thinking, girl. You are really putting in the hard yards today. I love it. Okay. Very,
listen,
very good point.
Listen, I want to see. Listen, James has the experience to understand what a championship winning team is. And James has the connections and the friendships with the people that were in Mercedes that brought that team to a championship winning team.
Absolutely, he does.
And he started at Williams years and years and years ago. So
exactly.
But they're not getting Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey is going to Ferrari.
We are manifesting. That's what I want. That is what I want. And I know I said last week that, yes, I can understand if he does go to Williams, but I don't want that. I don't want it. I want him at Ferrari. I want to be at the gates of Maranello holding up a sign being like, this is my team. This is my team. It was built for me.
I believe we are going to have the opportunity to see that. I honestly think that he already signed, although I've said other things. Like Carlos is going to go here, there, everywhere. But I just feel like that just makes sense. It makes sense.
It does. I mean, we are obviously trying to build a team of our dreams because, you know, I've convinced Casey to get 1644 girly.
Yes,
and
that's
now,
true.
If we get Adrian Newey on board, I know we keep talking about it over and over and over again, but it will just be the dream team. Friend said, a man that you are.
Yes. Yeah, somebody said he's going to Aston Martin. I was like, no, there's nothing there for him.
No.
He's about legacy. He's at this point, he needs a legacy. He's not going to be here that much longer. So it is either Ferrari or Williams. And either team I would be happy with.
Me too.
But like, Ferrari seems like where he needs to go.
I agree, girl. I agree. Honestly. I just think that the season is getting so exciting right now, and I'm so keen for it. I remember at the start of the year, you especially were feeling so down about the season because you're like, I don't feel like I can watch this sport anymore, but here we are.
I know. We have 4 winners out of 9 races.
It's insane.
Now I need another driver to get more than 1 win.
Yeah. I want it to be Charles. I'm sorry, Lando, but you got your win. I'm fine with that. Because we know that me and Lando have a bit of a frenemy situation going on. I don't know. I'm not there yet where I want to see him get multiple wins. I think I want Austin next for Charles to get multiple wins.
Or Carlos, because we are rooting for either McLaren or Ferrari to get that Constructors' Championship.
Absolutely.
Which I personally would love to see Ferrari to get it, just for Carlos to get it, you know, in his last year. Sorry, I think that would be like such like a nice gift of being like, thanks for taking one for the team, for letting us boot you out.
The way that Ferrari have been treating Carlos Sainz in, you know, the way that they've been treating him in the midst of knowing that he's leaving is the way
Yeah.
that a driver should be treated when they're
Yes.
on their way out the door. Lewis Hamilton's not getting that treatment, and it's so funny to see
No.
the parallels between those two teams because Carlos is truly getting all the love, and I love it.
Exactly. As well, he should, because he's contributed so much to this team. And I mean, he was the only person to beat a Red Bull last year. Like, he
Exactly.
should be praised and cheered, and just the way the situation happened, he happened to lose his seat, but he deserves to be treated fairly and praised and celebrated. And Mercedes, take note.
Yeah, Mercedes absolutely take note because Carlos Sainz, I 100% agree with you, deserve his flowers. If he was a bad driver, my lips would be zit. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think that I don't like him, but I do like Carlos, and I can
Yeah.
see his talent, which is why
Yes.
I am sad for him. Obviously, I'm happier that Lewis is going to Ferrari, but I am still sad for Carlos Sainz. Two things can be true at once. You know what I mean?
I am so sad, but I'm so thankful for that's the same thing. Like, I'm sad that he is losing his seat because, as you know, I will always say Carlos is better than Charles.
And I always have to block my ears.
But I'm so thankful for everybody at Ferrari that made that happen for Lewis, because clearly the send-off Lewis is going to get is going to be so incredibly amazing. Like just thinking about it makes me slightly emotional, because
Me
you
too.
know it's coming soon,
Yeah.
and it's going to be so beautiful.
My God, we only have 15 races left on the calendar. I am screaming, crying, throwing up because this is
Oh
the
my
end of
God.
an era. This is the end of a massive
An
era.
massive era.
Lewis Hamilton and his bond with Mercedes has been
Mercedes.
so long, and now it's just poof, it's gone.
And they're not even appreciating. And we as fans, as Lewis fans, can't even appreciate everything because of the way they're treating him.
Exactly.
Like, I want to be like, amazing, let's celebrate all these things that Mercedes did and all this stuff, but I'm like, no, I need to celebrate what Lewis did, because
Yeah.
you're not even giving Lewis what he needs, what he deserves, not needs. He doesn't need that, but he totally deserves it. Like, he is the best that has ever driven Formula One.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the greatest of all time. And I'm never one to tear down an admin because I know that it is a hard job. Social media is a hard
Yes.
job. But I just think the fans have been speaking to you for a while now. It has
Yes.
been coming for months and months and months about where's the recognition for Lewis? Hey
Yeah.
guys, why aren't you talking about this? If McLaren can talk about it, why can't you?
Why can't you?
You know? And I just think that their responses could be better. I think that what admins always need to do is a delicate job, I understand, but listen to your fans. The whole unfollowing of all Lewis fans and following George fans was so crazy to me because he's not dead. He's not left yet. He's still there. Like, just listen to the Lewis fans, because we still deserve some recognition and love, okay?
And you just lost us all. We would have kept supporting you because we didn't know that he was leaving.
Exactly.
Like, it was a shock to our system. So we would have been, if they would have praised him and did what they should have been doing for Lewis. And trust me, Lewis makes it very easy for you to post stuff because he has done everything in F1.
He has so many accolades. Like, it's not hard.
You just, like, Google, what did Lewis do in June? The month of June during his
2013.
or just be like, in the month of June during his career, and it will list a bunch of stuff that you could just post about. It's just, I don't know. Hopefully Buck's not coming down from the top. Let's just put it that way.
It would have been an amicable breakup, but now they've just got haters, and that's sad.
Yeah. We're not buying any of your merch. Even if we liked one of your drivers, you don't like them anymore.
I can't say that because I do love George, and I have come a long way.
Okay.
And just, George and I have found a friendship in my brain, not in real life, everyone. I'm and deluded. But I've come to like George, and I just think that it's sad that, there's stuff that he does that annoys me, but I just think that it's sad that other people's actions are having consequences on George, like Toto. Admin. It's not looking good for him because of that.
Yeah, I know. unfortunately.
Let's think about positive things. Let's think about how Oscar Piastri's win is so coming soon. Will we see it in Barcelona? I don't know, but what are your predictions for Barcelona?
My predictions for Barcelona. Carlos is going to be really good. I think Carlos is definitely going to be on the podium. I think Lewis may have like an epic comeback. He's definitely going to be ahead of George. I can't say he's going to be on an podium because that McLaren is looking so good. But I am going to say Max is not going to be on the podium. I don't know who's going to win. But I'm saying the people that aren't going to be on the podium.
I love it. I love it. I mean, when you don't know, say that's not going to happen, you know, because that makes everything better. And I love that. I love that. Max, get started your year this year. Everybody's showing up, and I think it's definitely going to be Lando and Oscar on that podium with Carlos at the top. That's what I'm seeing.
Ooh,
Fernando
I like
Alonso.
it.
But yeah, I'm glad you like it because in my brain, I formulated that plan.
I like this. I like that Carlos is on the top of the podium. I think Carlos or Oscar.
Yeah. That's because we love
But no
Oscar.
Red Bull.
No Red Bull.
No Red Bull.
No.
No Red Bull.
No Red Bull. We don't want to hear about them.
Checo out in Q2. Yes,
likely place for him to be. I mean, it's always happening. So, I mean, why not happen again? But honestly, that McLaren is cooking. I don't know what juice they're putting in that hub, but I love it. I love it.
Me too.
So good. And Oscar, I know that the win is coming, my little man. But yeah, be prepared. Prepare yourself mentally because I'm telling you right now, you're going to be on that podium in Barcelona. No questions.
Yes.
No notes.
Yes. That's it.
But yeah.
What is your prediction, people out there?
Yeah, let us know because our bingo card, I was looking behind the other day and I was like, I really could have gotten a bit more aggressive with this bingo card. I think I was safe.
I think all of us could.
All
of us could.
My mind's
what about Esteban? Do you think he's going to have a seat next year? Very quickly.
I want him to. I really do. And I know Casey and I have a lot of differing opinions on drivers, okay? Because she is not the biggest ST fan, but I am. I love him. I'm an ST sympathizer, so I want him to have a seat.
Ollie is obviously going to Haas. So
100%.
Ollie, and then I don't think Kevin will keep his seat. So maybe he goes there.
Maybe. That's the way that it's looking, because I was thinking that if he doesn't get the Williams seat, because now it's looking like it's going to be Carlos, then for sure he's going to Haas, because Toto Wolff is still his manager. I don't think that he will get that second Mercedes seat. He might still, because Toto is his fairy godmother, but if he's not going to Williams, he's going to Haas in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another Aussie will be on the track, right?
Jack Doohan.
Yeah.
3 Aussies on the track. Crazy.
That's pretty amazing.
I know. Formula One is the only sport in which I am patriotic towards Australia because I have a South African driver. But my God, 3 Australians on the grid. I'm ready for it. I am ready. Because if I'm going to be patriotic for Australia about one sport, I'll take 3. Hell yeah.
That's almost a third of the grid. Well, no. 1/4 of the grid, right?
It's
almost.
Crazy. Yeah. I love it. I'm no complaints from me. I mean, because it's obviously not going to be Mick Schumacher, because although Logan Sargent's legacy is worse than Nick's, unfortunately, I think his days in Formula One may be numbered. Unless Audi say, hey, Nick.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah,
there's that too.
Yeah, Audi could run a whole German lineup, and they could say, Mick, come on over. But I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Do they want to pay for all those crashes? Do they have a budget?
They might give him a chance. I mean, after what Logan Sargent has done, they might say, why not? We're new. Let's try and create something. It's Michael Schumacher's son, you know?
Maybe.
And I think that would be the only reason why they would give him a chance, because of his bar.
Yeah. Well, we have so much to look forward to this year.
Absolutely.
We have a driver, like, what do you call it? Musical chairs. We have no idea who's going where, but kind of know. And then we have drivers that are going to win that aren't Max Verstappen. So
And we
2024,
love it. We are ready.
2024 is a good year so far.
It's shaping up to be a great one. And I just want to say, it's shaping up to be a great one for us as well. Before we leave, I genuinely want to say thank you to everybody who has been listening to us, because we're almost at 750 subscribers on YouTube.
Yay!
We have 10,000 listeners on Spotify. It is just
Oh my God, that's
insane.
amazing.
We love you
I
guys
need
so
to look.
much.
I
Yeah.
need to start looking at the data more now that I'm back in it again.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
between
guys.
your health issues and my health issues and us being on different sides of the world, I am so proud of us for like sticking it out, even though
Absolutely.
the time change pushed us 2 hours apart. Because right now it is really late at night, almost midnight my time, but I'm still here. But I'm
Exactly.
still here making it happen. So
As
I'm
we-
proud of
yeah.
us too.
I'm very proud of us, and I am so grateful to all of our listeners. So
Yes.
with that,
Thank
I'm going to
you.
say goodbye and thank you, and I love you guys.
Love you too, and I love you
I
for
love you
doing this
too.
with me. All
Absolutely.
right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.